What's up, y'all? What's up, divas? And what's up, divos? It's your girl, April, and today is Real Talk Wednesday, so you know what it's about. Let's get our coffee, our tea, our wine, our popcorn, and let's begin this Real Talk episode. Alright, y'all, so you already know if you want to hit me up for a Real Talk episode on your life situation or a question you have or you just need some advice, you can hit me up at MuffinIsMyLovers2012@gmail.com, where I will respond to you. Please make sure to put in the subject category Real Talk, so that way I know that it is official, business related, or just my divas or divos contacting me. So I have one here for you, and this one is a really good one. I think everyone is really good because everyone needs the advice. No one's life is perfect. Some may portray it to be perfect. I will be the first to tell y'all that no, my life is not perfect. It is not it's a life where you just go and walk through and shit don't happen. You know, I have 5 kids and I will have 2 grandsons pretty soon. And yes, my life is chaotic and crazy. My kids are crazy. I'm a little crazy. So, you know, my life is not perfect. However, I make the best with what I have and what I am and what I do. So, to me, I wouldn't have it any other way. I love the chaos, the craziness. Yes. It is time for Real Talk Diva. And this beautiful young lady, we are going to call her Chantel. Or did we use that already? Let's call her Tanya, okay? Hey, Muffin. First, I want to say I love your show. I've been watching forever. My name is Tanya, and I am 20 years old and just turned 20. She just turned 20 on October 26th. So, Diva, first of all, happy birthday. You are almost legal. So, one more year and you will be totally legal. But you know what? Keep it simple and be safe. Because I know at that age, I was just like running free. So, that was 20 years ago. But anyway. Now I just can barely run. I have a great family. My parents are divorced, but they get along really well, and I love the unity we have because I know it isn't common. My dad and I are really close, and for the longest I have been his only child. I have a brother who is 26, and we have different dads. Anyway, my dad recently dropped the news that he was having a baby. My dad is 50 years old, girl. The girl that he got pregnant is 24. I don't know why, but I am extremely disappointed and pissed because he doesn't even know her. I've met her and I've never heard him. I've met her and I've never heard him mention her. Come to find out, he only knew her for less than a month and now she's pregnant. My dad is African, so he lives there and comes to visit. So she lives in Africa and he wants to send her to America and stay in our family house. Whoa. So his dad is African and he lives in Africa and he comes to visit, and the new girlfriend she also lives in Africa, and he wants to send a new pregnant girl to America and stay in their family house. I said if she comes, I'm leaving. I go to school out of state, and if she does come, I don't want to come home. I also can't seem to forgive him because he is super irresponsible and our relationship doesn't feel the same. Am I wrong for being angry and not wanting to be associated? Am I overreacting because age is nothing but a number? I feel like I have to grow up now because of the choices he has made. What should I do? The thing that hurts most is that when he told me, I obviously did not react well. And now he does not mention her or talk to me like he used to. It's like he is saying it's none of my business. If she comes to live in our state when my dad visits, I'm sure he won't stay in our house anymore. He's going to stay with her in a house he will buy for her. Is it wrong that I'm angry, period? Because her words were close. Is it wrong that I'm angry, period? I know this is long, but it was just a lot on my heart, and I just don't feel motivated to do anything. My grades are slipping, and yeah, nothing seems right anymore. So, Tanya, first of all, you're in college, girl. A lot of people don't make it that far. And let me tell you something. Kudos to you, Diva, because you are in school, better in your life, getting your better education, preparing yourself for the future. So don't let things like this ruin your education and ruin what you have worked so hard for. Do not let this get you that upset. I can totally understand your heartache and your grief and things, you know, I can totally understand it. However, sometimes in life we just gotta move on, because it's not your life that he's ruining, and I'm not saying it's his own, but he's gonna realize he's 50 years old. He got a new baby to deal with. I'm not saying 50-year-olds cannot have kids, but damn, I'm 40, okay? And my grandson, who has just came to live with me, he's 1.5. He'll be 2 in January. Jeez, Louise, he will wear me out. Like, I can't play around too much because I get tired. I'll be out of breath. So, and I'm 40, okay? So I can only imagine how your father is going to deal with it. But they do say that older men have more stamina than us older women. So we shall see about that. But don't let it ruin your education, and don't let your grades slip away. You have worked too far, Diva, too far to come to this. Like, for real, put your heads back in the book, because it's still the beginning of the year and you can pull them grades back up. Now, as far as being so angry, well, you know what? I get it. That's your dad. You're his only child. And you probably feel a little bit of resentment. And then you are definitely feeling like this new baby is going to take your place. Because, of course, you're his only child. You're 20 years old. So, of course, he's going to be super excited about a new baby. Now, mind you, he's only known this chick for a month and she's pregnant already. I have my doubts about that, honestly. It's starting to make me feel like, is she really pregnant to him? And she's just saying that so she can come to the United States? Or is she lying? You know what I mean? Like, which one is it? A month? They've been knowing each other for a month. I mean, yeah, it takes one time and you can get pregnant. True indeed. You know, he is half her age. He is half her age. She's 24, he's 50. He's 26 years older than her. Like, ooh, that's a big difference. But I could relate to that somewhat. I'm 40, my dad is 65. And I was his only daughter. He has 3 kids. Me, which is to my mom, and then my second brother, who's, if I'm 40, he's probably like 30. I'm like 10 years older than him. So he's to another woman, because my dad was married to my mom. So, and then my first brother, who is 30, I think he's like 30, 32, something like that. But he is to a Native American Indian woman. She had her. And then my second brother, who is biracial, his mother is white. So my dad has 3 of us, and I'm the only girl, and I'm the oldest, okay? So it was great being the only girl, even though we lived in separate states, and my brothers actually just stayed with my dad. They lived with him. He had custody of both of them. But still, I was the only girl until 15 years ago, okay? So my dad was 50 at the time, and his girlfriend was, if I'm 40 and that was 15 years ago, I was what? 25, something like that. Yeah, like 25. I was 25. My mind had drew a blank. I was 25 at the time when my dad had hooked up with a younger girl. So I was 25. She was like 22. Yeah. She was like 22, and he has a baby with her. She's not a baby no more. The girl's 15 years old. She don't live with my dad. She lives in Chicago because the mother up and left. So the 4th kid, which is, her name is Mariah. I've never met her. I've never met my sister. I've probably talked to her a couple times, if that. But I've never met the girlfriend. She's Mexican, and she moved and went to Chicago with my dad. My dad lives in Pennsylvania. So yeah, my dad loves the younger women. He loves all nationalities. He does not discriminate, which, hey, that's cool. It is what it is. My dad is half black and half Italian, so he don't discriminate, and I don't really feel like he should, but he loves the younger women. And I'm going to tell you why, because I've asked him this, because he was dating somebody that was 19 at the time, before the Mexican girl. He said that when they're young like that, you can mold them into doing what you want them to do. They're not set in their ways. They're not controlling. You can control them. So that is what he loves about the younger woman. Now, mind you, my new stepmother, because I've had 2 of them so far, and I love every last one of them. The new one that he's been married to for like years and years and years, she's probably like 45 or 50, somewhere like that. She's Philippine, and she's just like a godsend. They don't have any kids together, but she is like the perfect woman for him. Sometimes I wonder, You ain't got your green card. What you with my father for? Okay, but she's a sweetheart, so I don't really know what her true agendas are, but she really loves my dad, and I know that. Now, you know, so I get it. You know, I was kind of like, I wasn't really disappointed though with my dad, because it is what it is. If that's what you want to do, then that's what you want to do. But I was kind of pissed off because the girl's way younger than me, and then I wasn't really disappointed. I was kind of pissed off because I was the only girl, you know, and here you are having a baby with somebody who's younger than me, and I don't even know the bitch. And then come to find out, she just up and left you and took your daughter with you. And it kind of made me feel a little bit jealous, because he would always talk about this little girl, Mariah. He would always talk about her to me. And it's like, damn, you ain't care I lived in the next state. Like, what's up? So I get it. You like, you know, you feel a little bit disappointed. You feel pissed off. You feel resentment. But you know what? You gotta see how this plays out. There's really nothing that you can do about this, Diva. Tanya, honestly, don't let this young lady that's into your father's life now interfere with you and his relationship, what you guys have going on together. That's your dad. You're his only kid. Don't let her come in and interfere into that. And when I mean that, like, what you're going through right now, you don't want to talk to him, you're letting your grades slip away, you just don't want to be bothered with him. Don't let her do this to you and your dad's relationship. You never know. Being that you're his only child, he may want you to be so much involved in this, with this relationship with her and him and his baby on the way. He may want your opinion, your advice, you know, because she's young too, and you and her are 4 years apart. But he may want you to be involved. So I wouldn't distance myself too much into, you know, I wouldn't distance myself so much from my dad. Not saying you got to be the best of friends with the new chick, but what I would do, honestly, I would fill her out for real. Like, check her out. Find out what her agenda is. You know, you can come at her, but don't come at her too strong. You know, ask her questions. See what her real agenda is. Ask your dad questions. See what his real agenda is. And I don't really think that he is going to remove you from his life because he has a new baby. Of course, that new child is going to need attention. Hopefully, that child is his. I mean, they've been knowing each other for a week. I would, if I was you and you feel uncomfortable about the situation and you just feel funny about it, you know, you did not mention thinking if the baby was his or not. I'm thinking that myself, you know what I'm saying? Not to stir up anything, but that's just what I'm thinking. Like, is this baby really his? Is she using your dad to come over here to the United States? Is your dad you say he visits in the United States. Is he legal here in the United States? Does he have a green card? Does he have a visa? What is her agenda? What I would be asking my father is, what did you tell her, Daddy, about you being in the United States? Have you promised her anything? You know, how many weeks pregnant is she? Did you see the pregnancy test? Did you go with her to find out if she was pregnant? Did she have an ultrasound so she can see how many weeks, how far along she is? Those are things that I would be asking. And if he's wondering why you are asking him all of these questions, like you're the parent, all you need to tell him is, Dad, I love you and I'm just looking out for your best interest. Your best interest at heart. That's all I'm looking out for. It doesn't have to do with anything about being jealous, but you can just let him know, I'm just looking out for you, Dad. I'm looking out for your best interest. Because, come on now. You 20, Tanya, I'm 40. I'm 20 years older than you. I know I was 20 years old once 20 years ago. 25, 24 too, some years ago. And me personally, I really wouldn't want no man that's 50 years old and I'm 24. That's just not me. That's just not my style, okay? They just be too set in their ways. They too old school. They too set in their ways. And I like somebody that's more my age that could, you know, I'm not saying control you. However, we can just be equal at it. You know what I mean? Just equal at it. So I personally would have a conversation with my father and ask him, what is your plans with this young lady? How long have you met her? Where did you meet her at? Have you been to the doctors with her? Did you go with her to get an ultrasound? Do you know how many weeks she is? What do you feel like her real true agenda is? And let him know exactly how you feel. But don't hold any resentment against him, because it's going to hurt you in the long run. And then you're going to see pictures of them And you're going to want to be a part of that. And I'm pretty sure you want to be a part of that. You're 20 years old. Yes, true indeed, you have been the only one for him for 20 years. But you know what? You can be this young lady's or this young little man's big sister. And true indeed, the girl is 24 years old. Maybe you can educate her, okay, and school her. I'm not really sure of her educational background, but I don't really think she is that smart.
Just saying.
I don't really think she that smart if she gonna go and get pregnant by someone she's only known for a month. That's just me, and there are plenty of people that have done that. There might be some that's watching this video. Nothing against you ladies. However, me personally, I would not have gotten pregnant after a month of knowing someone. That's just not cool. That's just not cool, you know what I mean? And it doesn't allow you to build on a relationship and get to know the opposite person of what they really are. So, me personally, I would find out what this young lady's true agendas was, because she may want to come over here to the United States. She may be using your father for citizenship. When you have a baby with someone, especially if you go to the United States and have a baby and you're pregnant, they automatically become a citizen. And I learned that by living here in Arizona. There are legal immigrants here in Arizona, and if you have a baby here in the United States, you and your baby are automatically citizens of the United States. And I kind of knew that, but didn't really dawn on me. So you never know what her agenda might be. She can come over and visit with your dad and have her baby here, and that is her agenda. You know what I mean? So you have to find out, is your dad's best interest in heart. You need to find out if that's really his baby, or is she telling him some shit just to play him, to get to use him for what she wants. Get out of him what she wants. It's just weird to me that she ended up pregnant just that quick, but it's not weird. It only takes one time, y'all. One time, and it can happen. But really, I would just think that you would use some protection and get to know the person better. And now they're talking about coming to the United States and moving into a house, and 20 years different is a big difference. Like, me personally, I don't want to have any more kids. I don't want to go back on that. I would never. I just wouldn't do it, because those little people, they're little people. They can drive you crazy. Like, seriously, they can drive you insane. So whatever you do, Tanya, don't let it interfere with your schoolwork, okay? Because in the long run, you don't want to fail and you see other people succeeding. You don't want to fail and you see your dad and this girl succeeding. You don't want to fail in general. It's a blessing to be able to go to college and study and be motivated like that. Some people don't have that. So don't let other people ruin what you have going on in your life. You know what I mean? Sometimes you just got to let it go. You know what I mean? Just let it go, but don't stew on it, and don't sit there and stew on it. But if you're not speaking to your dad, that means you're stewing on it. And what you need to do is sit down and have a friendly conversation with dear old dad and let him know what's on your mind and how you've been feeling, and then speak to him about it and get to know him and get to know her, and kind of like investigate in between. That's just what you got to do. Unfortunately, that's what you got to do. The last one of the night, and I am going to call this lady here Alisa. So, next real talk. Hello, I am Lisa. I am no spring chicken, and you would think that I would know better by now. I am 63, but don't look it. Go Diva, okay? That's what I'm talking about, because I'm 40 and I don't look it. Sometimes I feel like it, though. Ooh, I feel like it. I have been divorced. I have been divorced about 2 years, and it was just final. We became friends initially on a dating site. We met and dated and always seemed to just enjoy being together. And whatever it was, just our doing it was right. Met and dated and always seemed to just enjoy being together. And whatever it was, just us being doing it together was all right. He was good to his children, and yes, he paid the child support as expected. We were together about 2 years that time, as I got tired of the ex-wife starting to interfere in any plans we had, and keeping some type of drama going regardless of what it was. I accepted the fact that time he spent with his children was alright and admired him for this. The straw that broke the camel's back was when we had plans one evening and she dropped him off to attend the Kentucky Derby. Our plans were to pop popcorn and watch movies. He had female friends from church and knew other people he called friends that were female too. I didn't think too much of it, as he said, we are only friends. We broke up this time, and 5 years later we bumped into each other and reunited. That time he asked me to marry him after about 2 years. I met his family and children and so on. We were engaged short while as that ugly ghost appeared again, the ex. Yes, calling friends, wanting to borrow money when his finances were low and such. I broke off the engagement because I did not want to continue this foolishness. Though he has a good job at the U.S. Postal Service then, and now he owns his own home, etc. We didn't talk for 2 years, in which time he was seeing another woman, which he called a relationship. That being this past August, he took a trip to Omaha to visit his twin brother for their 60th birthday in September. No spring chicken. I tried to call his cell phone the night before his flight was to leave to wish him a safe and nice trip. Girl, I could not get through, and I left a voice message, and he claims he did not get it until the next day when he was there. Now, fast forward, he did not respond to my call or message on his arrival to Omaha. Now, I know it was not right, but I had this passcode to his cell bill and looked up the time of my call and found him to be on the phone with another woman and found out her name, and she is 38 years old. And noticed that he had a 5:30 a.m. flight and was on the phone with her for 3.5 hours. He and she were texting each other while he was in Omaha. I didn't hear from him at all. The cell bill also showed me he was on the cell bill also showed me he has her on his cell phone bill on his plan. I questioned him about this, and he said he was doing it so she could get a cheaper rate. She was paying $90, and now being on his bill pays less. I got busted for snooping. He says she pays him what is charged for her phone on his bill. I saw a check she left him in the kitchen drawer. He says she leaves them in his mailbox, as I asked him if she delivered them personally. She was separated from her husband for a few months, and it seems they became close during this time. According to the call log, I snooped. She was telling him her problems with marriage and so forth. He said for 3.5 hours. Really? They sure seem cozy. We had a big blowout argument a few days ago as I asked him if he was going to take her off his bill. Now that she was back with her husband, so he could pay it. Girl, the nigga blew his top, started pacing and talking loud, told me he did not want anyone asking him questions or telling him what to do. He then told me that is why he does not want a committed relationship. I left and told him I would never be back. Says something about her and her husband do not work together. I told him there is no counseling for that. I told him he was trying to be a rescuer. What is going on? Lisa. Lisa, that was a lot. Excuse me. Okay? First of all, I don't know about no goddamn cell phone plans, $90 and all of that shit. As many prepaid cell phone services is out there, please, okay, bitch, please go sit your ass down and get a fucking prepaid cell phone bill. Okay, I got Cricket prepaid, yes indeedy, $46 a month, unlimited everything on my iPhone, unlimited data, unlimited texting, unlimited calls, all of that shit. Okay, $46. So really, I don't find that as an excuse to put somebody on your cell phone bill. $90, like, there's so many different cell phone bills, prepaid cell phone bills out there. So that I could just be done with. I wish a nigga would tell me some shit like that. I think I will pop him in his mouth. Now, as far as him blowing his top and pacing and talking shit, because that's what it was. He was talking shit, talking about he don't want nobody to be telling him what to do, talking to him about what he should do, snooping through his shit and all of that stuff. You know what? You can tell him have at it then, okay? Because I asked the question, when they start blowing up like that, regardless if it's a him or her, when a person starts blowing up like that, that's because they feel some type of way, because they ass is caught and they doing some dirty shit, okay? That's just like when a man start accusing you of shit and you ain't even doing nothing. They feeling self-conscious, they feeling guilty, and they doing some shit. So please, blowing his top, please, just like you said, have at it. Since she's back with her husband, why don't he pay the bill? How about she get her fucking lazy broke ass off your man's cell phone plan and get a fucking prepaid? It ain't that hard. Seriously, it is not that fucking hard, okay? But it's got to be a little bit more to it than that. She puts the checks in the mailbox and doesn't hand them to him. Oh yeah, okay, I can really hardly even believe that one. And 3.5 hours, yeah, I talked to my friend probably for 3.5 hours. She's not a dude though either. And you're right, maybe they was getting real cozy. However, he was on the phone with her when you was trying to call him because you looked through those phone bills, okay? So he lied for one, trying to tell you he didn't get it till the next day. That's a lie because he was on the phone with this bitch for 3.5 hours. He heard your phone call come through. Cell phones make a little beep. They make a noise to let you know that somebody else is calling on the other damn line. So I don't really believe that friendship nonsense. And if he's not contacting you while he's in Omaha, but he's texting this bitch and he's not even texting you saying hello, how are you? Are you still breathing? Are you still alive? Diva, run for the border away from this old fucking timer. He's 63 years old and the bitch is 38 years old. Really, he's trying to get his old stellar groove back because he know his ass is old and he's got some young bitch and he's trying to get his groove back. Or better yet, sometimes when they that old, having a young girl makes them feel young again. They feel like they still got it, you know what I mean? And being that you're his age, you're not 38. Even though 38 is not that young, it's not that spring of a chicken, because that's 2 years younger than me, and I am not about to sit here and tell you that I am a spring chicken, because I damn sure ain't. However, it's way younger than 63, okay? If I had to choose, I'd rather be 38 than 63 any day. But I know one day I will be there at the 63 number, and I would be glad to be at that age. But if I had to choose, I really want to be 38. So he feels like, you know, that's how they feel. Young, older men, they love young women because they feel like they still got it. And in reality, they really ain't got shit. Okay, these young women, okay, yeah, true indeed, some of them do like them. Some of them do have feelings for these old men. But a majority of them are out there to use them and get what they can out of them, just like she's getting her cell phone bill plan and all this bullshit. She's 38 years old. She's not even an old ass bitch. She's 38 years old. You would think by now that she would know better at 38 years old. She's mature enough to know, go get yourself a prepaid cell phone and stop leeching off of other people to put you on their plans and get you a discount.
Everybody wants a fucking discount. I just don't understand it.
And sometimes discounts just make so much confusion. But he's texting her and she's texting him and he's on the phone with her for 3.5 hours. What I'm trying to figure out is, what do they really have in common? You know, it's like, this is not Bobby and Whitney. We got something in common. There's a big gap of an age difference. Plus, she had a husband. And I'm pretty sure that her husband was not 63 like his old cougar ass is. Okay? So, yes, Diva, you did the right thing. Wash your hands of him. You already gave him like 3 chances already. Here's my thing. You get 3 chances and then you out. I'm done. I will wash my hands with you. You know what it's saying? There's 3 strikes and you out. You know what? I don't put up with nobody's shit. I don't have time for it. The first thing you say to me that I don't like, I wash my hands with you and I don't fuck with you no more. And you can ask anybody if you know me. My bestie Love Kisses will tell you. I say it to her all the time. She laughs at it. She be like, we don't fucks with them. Like the mean girls. You can't sit with us. You cannot sit with us. If I don't like you and you say some dumb shit out your mouth and you do some shit, I will not fuck with you at all anymore. Okay? Sometimes even with family, if you are a habitual liar and you keep saying dumb shit out your mouth, I'm not fucking with you. Okay? If you a fake ass friend, I'm not fucking with you. He is a lying, pathological liar for one. He's a liar. I just see it right there. You're helping out a friend. There's a lot of friend helping these days, and gosh, a lot of friend helping, you know what I'm saying? And then the ex-wife interfering, and then you got the new one. You know what, Diva? I'm going to tell you like this. You tried enough. You tried many of the times to give this man a chance. And you guys had your run at the relationship. Yeah, everybody wants to be with somebody. Everybody wants to have a companion. Nobody wants to grow old alone. Nobody wants to be lonely, okay? However, why be with someone and be aggravated, okay, and stressed out and have to snoop through their stuff? If you got to snoop through somebody's stuff, then you know what? You don't even need to be with them, because that just means right there that you don't trust them. And if you cannot trust the person, then there's no reason to keep continuing to fuck with them. Plain and simple. Now, yeah, you're no spring chicken. So what? You're 63 years old. You're older than me. Big deal. So what? But you know what? We all make mistakes. And we all have a heart. And we all want to be loved. However, like I said, if you have to continue to snoop through somebody's shit and you have to second guess them and question them all the time about their friendships with another woman and what other women are doing for him and what he's doing for other women, then that relationship is not meant for you. That is not the type of relationship that you need to find yourself in. What you need to do is take your 2 feet and walk off. And just like you did, you told him to have at it and let him be friends with her. Let them have at it and let them to continue to be with each other, because you know what? He's lying, and somewhere down the road, this 38-year-old girl knows really the real deal and what's going on. And we already know that there is more than just a friendship, okay? More than that. Yeah, it's nice to talk to friends for 3.5 hours and help them out once in a while. And help them out if that's really your friend. However, it is called prepaid. You don't need a contract with that. You can get those for $40 a month, okay? Unlimited. Sprint's got that shit. T-Mobile's got it. AT&T's got it. There are a whole bunch of damn cell phone companies that got prepaid where you don't need to be leeching and using nobody and being besties with no female because she got you and you got her and you got him on a goddamn plan. So I don't believe that shit at all. Friends my ass, okay? That's like some friends with benefit type shit. So yeah, Diva, I wouldn't even bother with him no more. You've given it enough chances, and you know it's not meant for you. That relationship is not meant for you. And if you have to second guess, question, snoop, then there's no need for you to be bothered with that. That's just too much stress right there. Like, I am not the pet detective. I am not Inspector Gadget. I'm not going to be looking through your shit. I'm not going to be peeping through bushes, trying to find out what you've been doing, looking through your mailbox for them checks, listening in on your phone calls, hacking into your shit, passcoding and stuff, questioning you. I'm not doing all of that. If I feel like you up to some shit, then you know what? And I just don't like your demeanor, and I don't like your sneaky ass, conniving ass ways, then I'm going to be done with you, and I'm not going to be bothered. Just plain and simple like that. So, yep. So on that note, stay diva and divalicious. You can leave Tanya and Lisa your information, or rather your opinion and advice, down below. And if you want to hit me up and you want a Real Talk Diva session or a Real Talk Diva session on your situation, or just need some advice, hit me up at MuffinIsMyLovers2012@gmail.com and put in the subject line Real Talk. So on that note, ladies, I will be back real soon. And if in case you're wondering what hair this is 2-year-old hair, okay? Yes, 2 years old, from simplyvirginhair.com. This is my U part that I made 2 years ago, and this has never been cut. It is 26 inches, 24, 26 inches of Peruvian loose wave, and it's like 5 bundles. I love it. And yes, went on a little shopping spree at Last Chance in Nordstrom's Last Chance, and you know it's always hot here. Not always, but it's nice weather here in sunny Arizona. So got me a little top on. It's a cute little top too. Got this right here, cute little top, and it was $1, okay? 75% off, $1. If you got a Last Chance in your neighborhood or in your state or whatever, look it up. Nordstrom's Last Chance. I'm telling you, you get all the name brand shit there. Like, I got loads of stuff, okay? And I walked out paying like little to nothing, and I'm going back Saturday again. So yes, that is the fun part of living on the west side or the west coast. We didn't have that in New York, so I am down for shopping. So on that note, Mumsy's here, so I gotta go. Stay diva and divalicious. I'll be back soon, and hit me up.